Is there no free will after we let our higher self take over our life? I actually came up with this question because I'm getting emails for yesterday's video about how to let our higher self take over our life. Now, I'm really sorry about this, but yes, there is no free will after we let our higher self take over. Free will does exist completely and absolutely while we think we are an earth personality only. And then once we start to realize that we are so much more, and we start to realize that earth is actually a school, earth is actually a laboratory to try out new things, earth is actually a game, it's not reality. As we start to realize these things little by little, more soul comes in. Soul is who we really are. I always keep saying my soul or our higher self. By the way, higher self is simply a term we use for the part of us that is not inside the body. We say my higher self. Where was I? Oops, I lost it. I lost my train of thought. So yes, more soul comes into the body as we realize these things about earth. And we start expressing the real us. The real us is not this little personality that was developed by parents, by school, by television, by society, by friends, by our needs for attention. Depending on how large or how big our needs for attention are, this is what kind of personality we have. So this is not the real us. And because we have such a great need to satisfy these needs that we have, hang on guys, I've lost it again. Damn, I have to speak faster because the information comes fast and I speak slowly. Okay. I have needs and I am focused on my needs. This is what creates my personality. As I start connecting with my soul, these needs diminish because my soul does not have needs. But in the process, while they are diminishing, I'm still trying to hold on to ways that will fulfill my needs. And the soul is coming in to the body with the notion of, I don't have needs. What the hell are you talking about? Let go. Let go. And it's this thing that is causing the friction while we are becoming more of us, more of the real us. Half of us is saying, let go, I don't have needs. And the other half is saying, hang on, I still have needs. Once I fulfill these needs, then we can talk. Right now, I'm busy. I have needs. And this is why we feel so threatened, or we don't like the fact, once we find out, what happens to free will? It's not a matter of, I want to go to Spain for a week. And the soul will say, no, you can't go to Spain for a week. It's not that kind of free will we are afraid of losing, because we don't actually lose that free will. You want to go to Spain for a week? The soul will say, go ahead. You know where Spain is. It doesn't have a problem with this. But the soul does have a problem with us focusing all of our energy and all of our time and all of our thought in fulfilling the personality's needs. And the soul says, hey, become more of me, which is who you are anyway, and then you won't have those needs anymore. And this is why we are afraid to lose our free will. Again, we will still be able to do what we want to do, but what we won't be able to do is try to fulfill our needs, which are not really ours anyway. Ours meaning not ours from the perspective of who we really are. We are a soul. We are not an earth personality. An earth personality is a tool that the soul uses to experience one more reality, one more dimension, one more planet, if you want to speak more three-dimensionally. So yes, I'm afraid that as you become more of the real you, and as you let more of the real you take over, you lose free will. I'm going to have to repeat this. I know I've said it twice. You can still do what you like, but you won't be able to focus on your insecurities as much. Because this is what we are focused on, really, our insecurities. Almost everything we want it to feel that hole inside, that emptiness inside. And we think we will fill it up with whatever. Give me a second, I lost it. We think we will fill it up with what we have been told is good or nice, or with what other people agree with. So many of us want a nice house, a nice car, a nice job. Why? Because other people agree with this. Other people like this as well. And because other people like this as well, we feel accepted by other people. If we feel accepted, we feel loved. Love actually is unconditional acceptance. So this is what we will lose as we become more, or as we let more higher self come in, or as we let our higher self take over our lives. We simply lose the need for acceptance from others, because the higher self does not have this need. Let's see if there's something else. Is there no free will after we let our higher self take over our life? I'm just going to have to close it with, yes, you're absolutely right. There is no free will after this. In one of the emails I got today, after I explained to this person that yes, we kind of lose our free will, she did not like this, and she says, I forgot the exact words, but there was something like, but I want to do something larger with my free will. And I replied, larger than what? Larger than your soul? There's no way you can do something larger than your soul, because your soul, which is the real you, is massive. So what could you possibly do as a personality that is something larger? Let your soul take over, and then every little thing you do will be larger. See, it's the earth. I'm going to use the word ego. I avoid this word because many people have given the word ego a bad name. There is nothing wrong with ego, but I'm going to use it for the sake of argument here. It is our ego that thinks, or that wants to do something larger, that wants to do something important. Nothing wrong with this, but once we let soul take over, we will do what it was soul came here to do. Imagine you are going to a university. Before you go to the university, you say, I want to get a medical degree this time. There are many universities and you live very long. You can do more than one degree. However, this time I'm going to university to get a medical degree. You go in there, they show you all the classes that have to do with getting a medical degree, and you're in the hallway saying, yes, but I also want to learn cooking. Okay, but it says here that you've come for a medical degree. Yes, but I have free will, I also want to do cooking. Okay, how about you focus on your medical degree and you can pop into the cooking classes when you have some free time or after your medical degree. It's something like that. The soul is focused on one thing because this is what it had in mind, not only one thing, on many things, on the things it had in mind before it came to earth. But our earth personality is screaming about the other classes that are also available on earth, that other people like, or that we think the people that are taking the other classes are cool, so we want to be cool as well. Nothing wrong with this. But see, this is what makes us think we want this and we want that and we want the other. When what we really want is to be accepted by the cool people. Again, it's okay. But as you put more soul in, your soul says, you know what, honey? No one is cooler than you. Fuck the cool people. Let's get what we wanted to get from this place. And then I'll show you plenty cool after we leave this place. It's something like this. I hope... Okay, before I close it, I do have to say that I also had a problem with losing my free will. As I began to realize that if I completely let go, I will lose my free will. And I did have a problem with this. And I did think about it for a while. And I came to the conclusion that what is the point fighting over it? My soul's going to do what my soul wants to do anyway, whether I like it or not. So I'll just let it do what it wants to do. And after I let this happen was when I started seeing that actually that was what I wanted all along. I was simply influenced by the outside world. Because really, your soul doesn't want something that you don't want. It simply doesn't care too much about what has influenced you up to this point. I will leave it at this.